We can all benefit from a little support in our lives and in our games. And when this support is an absolute hero with powerful healing, best buffs and debuffs, impressive utility and decent damage, you can only wonder how can you get one on your side. In this video we are going to build one step by step and we'll also cover some vital equipment choices. Let's dive in. Alright, the first issue we need to tackle is healing. Sometimes it can be quite random. Take a look at the roll for Cure Wounds. It can range from 1 to 8, which is quite a wild swing. Sure, a bonus from our spellcasting ability helps, but can we add even more flat bonuses to our rolls? Absolutely. And there is only one Cleric domain that offers this bonus, the Life domain. By choosing this domain, we gain the Disciple of Life feature. When casting a healing spell, the target regains additional hit points. And this feature scales with a spell level, which is pretty good. Later on, we'll select powerful healing spells and will greatly benefit from this feature. Now, I'll be using this build with Shadowheart, but feel free to use any character or starting race you prefer. The interesting part is this build for Shadowheart still captures the essence of her character. She starts as a trickery domain cleric, and we'll keep her as cleric, yes, but we'll opt for a better domain. Trickery, secrecy and mischief will be incorporated through another class. What abilities should you choose? We'll lower strength to 8, take 14 dexterity for the medium armor we'll be wearing, as well as dexterity based weapons to use at the early levels. 16 constitution is essential not just for a good HP pool, but also for maintaining concentration on spells, a vital aspect of any support role. Our intelligence drops to 8 while wisdom is at 12 and charisma at 16. As you can see, we'll not be a wisdom based caster, but for now be sure to pick up persuasion proficiency, guidance and the light cantrip. During spell selection, pick spells that don't depend on your wisdom, like Sanctuary and Protection from Good and Evil. As a life cleric, Bless will always be prepared, and this spell will prove invaluable in the future. Next, let's pick a class that offers exceptional utility, the Bard. This choice opens up a world of possibilities. We gain Bardic Inspiration, which allows us to inspire an ally as a bonus action, giving them a 1d6 bonus to attacks, ability checks or saving throws. If you play D&D, you know how good it is to have a Bard at your table. They are the best. Our Bardic die count is 3 for now, and they reset after a long rest, for now. For cantrips, choose Vicious Mockery, a classic, and Friends, as this character will likely serve as the party's face. However, I've noticed that on Tactician difficulty, mobs' hit chance is so buffed that they can often bypass the debuff from Vicious Mockery. Less I. Now, onto spell selection. Make sure to pick Healing Word and Cure Wounds. But wait, Cure Wounds is already prepared as a cleric spell, right? Correct, but it uses the Wisdom modifier, +1 for us, and we need to select it here so it scales with our charisma. And when you cast a Cure Wounds, be sure to pick the right variant, because the game will suggest you both Wisdom and Charisma variants. Apart from that, Lungstrider is a useful ritual buff. When cast outside of combat, it doesn't consume spell slots. Spells like Tasha's Hideous Laughter, Fairy Fire, Charm Person, Sleep, Featherfall and Dissonant Whispers are all solid choices. Choose what suits your playstyle, just be mindful of the spells you're concentrating on. Casting Bless while concentrating on Fairy Fire will end the latter's effect. Moving on to the next level, we become the Jack of all trades and masters of short rest with Song of Rest, which grants an additional short rest in this game. A clever strategy is to build your party around this feature, selecting classes that restore their resources during short rests. Think Monks, Battlemaster Fighters, Warlocks. Jack of all trades grants half proficiency in skills you are not yet proficient in. However, there is an issue with it not working on initiative checks, which is dexterity based, and the bonus should apply. This interaction is easy to overlook, and it would be great if it could be fixed. Nonetheless, let's continue with Bard level 3 and choose a subclass. Which one would you pick for a support character? I know College of Swords has pretty interesting interactions, but we of course are opting for a very powerful College of Lore, which grants the Cutting Word feature. It allows us to subtract our Bardic die roll from enemies' attack or saving throws. We are basically demoralizing them while they are trying to attack us or resist our spells, telling them that nobody loves them, their disappointment to their parents, they have a weird accent, and other YouTubers is much better than them. Cutting words at this moment can be used multiple times on the turn, which is insane. As a dungeon master, I would pull my hair off if my players could do this at my table. I honestly don't know if it is a bug or a feature. At this level, we also gain extra proficiencies and expertise. As the face of the group, it is wise to choose Persuasion expertise. Additionally, you can step into the role of party rogue and select Sleight of Hand for lockpicking. As always, feel free to adapt this guide according to your needs. Advancing to Bard level 3, we acquire level 2 spells. Shatter is an effective AoE option for now, while Hold Person proves handy against humanoids. Blindness is a rare debuff that doesn't require concentration, but see, invisibility is disappointing. It doesn't automatically reveal invisible creatures, only allowing Persuasion check to spot them. This decision is odd for an already niche spell. Perhaps opt for invisibility instead. Reaching Bard level 4 and Character level 5, it's time to pick a feat. With Joy, we enhance Charisma to a Charming 18, rising spell difficulty class and chance to hit with spells. Our Bardic Inspiration die pool also increases. A new cantrip becomes available. Pick your preference except True Strike. Believe it or not, it's even worse than already lackluster original D&D version. At this point, you'll notice a problem. Other party members receive extra attack or cantrip upgrades, and we don't have powerful cantrips to cast. Our starting Firebolt is of course 2d10 now, but chance to hit is abysmal, because Charisma is not a spellcasting characteristic for it. For now, we'll keep this problem in mind, but be sure we'll address it later. Bard's level 5 is very important. Our Bardic Inspiration die rises from d6 to d8. Font of Inspiration refreshes our Bardic die pool during short rests. Also, we unlock level 3 spells. Don't sleep on Hypnotic Pattern. It's an amazing crowd control spell, even considering in this game we'll see a nerfed version. Now, on to Bard level 6. We unlock Magical Secrets. This unique feature of Lore Bards allows us to select any 2 spells from the list of the most powerful spells in the game. For our build, the first spell is mandatory, as I'll explain in the equipment section. We opt in for Mass Healing Word. Despite an incorrect tooltip, it receives more healing due to Disciple of Life bonus. The second spell, I couldn't resist picking Fireball. Numerous other great options include Counterspell, Haste, Spirit Guardian, Spiritual Weapon, and Misty Step. Also, at this level, bards receive Counter Charm ability, which is not very good. Don't be surprised if you never use it throughout the game, especially when this kind of bugs exist. Here, Mine Lizelle succeeds on a Wisdom saving throw against fear and getting frightened anyway. Okay, it's time to solve our damage problem. My criteria: a solution without expending resources, preferably offering utility. Have you guessed it? Of course you have, because our viewers are smart and good at video games. Upon reaching character level 8, we venture into Warlock territory. This class also utilizes Charisma and grants us the game's best cantrip, Eldritch Blast. As a second cantrip, consider Bone Chill to hinder enemy healing. I recommend the Archfey subclass for this support build. Not only is it thematically appropriate, but also for its fantastic spell selection. Pick Fairy Fire and replace it with something more potent later if you already chosen it as a bard. The Fey Presence ability, which can charm or frighten nearby enemies, adds to the versatility. Once you've picked one level of Warlock, it's hard to resist going for second. At Warlock level 2, we gain powerful invocations. Opt for Agonizing Blast, which adds our Charisma modifier to each Eldritch Blast ray, and Repelling Blast, which shows enemies off cliffs or into hazards. Ensure you add this passive ability to your hotbar from the spellbook, as sometimes you simply don't need to alter enemy position. And guess what? At level 10, Eldritch Blast will start firing 3 rays, making a significant power spike for our character. And that's our damage problem solved just in 2 levels. In a way, it's also a support solution. By removing enemies from the fight, we make life easy for the whole party. With the last 3 levels, we return to being a bard, to acquire new spells and tie up loose ends. We unlock level 4 spells. Confusion is a good one. You make your enemies fight. It's incredible for an action economy. Additionally, consider selecting Greater Invisibility. Put it on your most powerful damage dealer and let them attack with advantage. But make sure they have a nice bonus to stealth checks. Unfortunately, Polymorph is a bit underwhelming compared to its original version, where you could transform your companion into a mammoth.
You take 8 points of fire damage.
Dude, I'm a mammoth, I don't care.
At 11th level, as Bard 8, we select a feat or enhance an ability score. We are taking our Charisma to a 20, and our Bardic Inspiration gains extra charge. We are healing for more, we are doing extra battle and emotional damage, and overall feeling good. At the final 12th level, we become 9th level Bard and can choose 5th level spells. There are many good choices here. Being a dedicated healer, I'd go for Mass Cure Wounds. but Hold Monster and Dominate Person are also excellent options. You can also exchange some of your old spells for new ones. This completes the progression of this build. You could of course skip the Warlock levels and just be a Cleric 1 Bard 11. This would give you a lot in terms of bardic progression, like a 1d10 bardic die, expertise in 2 more skills, and 2 more powerful level 5 spells from Magical Secrets. You'd also get the fantastic level 6 spell Auto-Irresistible Dance, which automatically bypasses the initial saving throw. You might consider following the Warlock progression during the mid-game and then switching to a Cleric Bard at level 11. I wouldn't suggest skipping the initial Cleric level because we don't really need a feat at level 12. Cleric offers much better healing along with shield and armor proficiency. Now, what important equipment choices do we have? Bless is one of the prime spells for a support character to concentrate on, and the Staff of Arcane Blessing amplifies its potency by adding an extra d4 bonus to attack rolls. Regrettably, in my testing, the portion with 2d4 doesn't function, only the extra 1d4 applies. Nevertheless, it remains a remarkable item if your party relies heavily on attacks. Keep in mind that Bless doesn't synergize with spells like Fireball or Cone of Cold. You can find this item in the Underdark's Arcane Tower. For your helmet slot, opt for headgear that offers +1 to Constitution saving throws, bolstering your concentration capabilities. In this regard, Dark Justicia Half Plate is arguably the game's best item. It gives advantage on Constitution saving throws, essentially outperforming the Warcaster feat. So good. You can acquire this in Act 2 from the Gauntlet of Shar. And the theme of advantage continues with Gloves of Thievery, ensuring no log stands a chance. As you can see, this character can play a role of rogue in your party. Sorry, Asterion. But the best support gloves in the game are easily missable. They grant resistance from physical weapon attacks to the target you heal. Although many physical attacks like claws and bites would not be considered weapon attacks. You can get these gloves from Zevlor, leader of Tieflings, in Act 1. Bards don't have a Misty Step in their spell list, so I'm using this amulet. I like to have this spell with every party member. Now for the powerful ring that does what it does not say it does. Enter the Whispering Promise. It says, when you heal a creature, you gain, basically Bless. But what it actually does, creatures you heal gain Bless for 2 turns without you concentrating on it. Now remember we've picked a mass healing ward spell with our Magic Secrets combo assembled. Cast a massive heal on multiple targets and give them Blessed just with a bonus action. The efficiency is insane. And then you could use your action to cast crowd control spells or just sling a good old fireball. Nice. This ring can be bought from multiple different merchants, but I have bought it from a Gentarim vendor after completing their quest in Act 1. And while you are leveling up to take Magic Secrets, you can throw a healing potion to a party member and give them Bless that way. As for the alchemy choices, before you find Dark Justicia Half Plate, you should use Elixir of Peerless Focus to help you maintain concentration. But after that, use whatever you like. Probably drink Elixirs of Arcane Cultivation to restore spell slots. And now, with such great support, we need equally strong fighters. Check out this video featuring a powerful and fun build for Karlach, and there are a lot of interesting discussions in the comment section of that video. Hope you'll enjoy.